So good afternoon, everyone. Glad to see we had such a great turnout for this afternoon. What a great day to be here in Foxboro. So my name is Bill Keegan. I'm the town manager in Foxboro, and on behalf of all the local officials in the town, I'd like to welcome you to today's announcement concerning the Mass Works program. We are gathered here today at the site of the future Forbes Crossing development, which is scheduled to reopen in the fall of 2017. This redevelopment of the former Foxboro Plaza has been discussed and reviewed for nearly 15 years before the Salatin Development Group stepped forward with a viable plan to completely revitalize this site, with new retail and hotel construction that will serve the area of Foxboro and Mansfield for many years to come. Later in today's program, we will hear from Jeff Salatin, President and CEO of the Salatin Group, who will describe some of the exciting details of this important economic development effort. I want to welcome everyone here to Foxboro, a community that is rich in history, tradition, and quality of life. Foxboro is, as everyone knows, is home to the most successful franchise in NFL history, the New England Patriots. But a little less known fact is that it is also host to one of the top electronic switching companies in the world, Schneider Electric, formerly known as the Foxboro Companies. Together, the Kraft Group and Schneider Electric represent the largest employers in Foxboro and in this region. To support the growing interests of both these thriving businesses, Foxboro needs additional commercial and retail support from restaurants and hotels to accommodate visitors to Foxboro and the Tri-Town region. The development of the new Forbes Crossing Center will support that goal. The MassWorks program was initiated a little less than 2 years ago under the direction of Governor Charlie Baker and Lieutenant Governor Karen Polito. During that time, this program has helped fuel economic investment and reinvestment throughout the Commonwealth. The project that you see here today will be supported through financial investment from this program by developing a new traffic roundabout from this program by development of a new, will be located at the entrance of the new retail center. This traffic solution was developed through the thoughtful discussions with our local officials, representatives of the Salatin Group, Secretary Jay Ash's office, and the Mass DOT District 5 office. In essence, this project is a great example of collaboration, cooperation, and has resulted in a well-designed, functional, and cost-effective improvement that will help keep the traffic flowing and support the investment in this area. This improvement is also consistent with Foxboro's 2015 master plan, which is not only identified as a traffic improvement necessity, but also identify this as a gateway to Foxboro. On behalf of the town, I want to thank the Baker administration for their support of this project. I'd also like to thank the local officials, the Board of Selectmen, the Planning Board, the Economic Development Committee, our DPW Director Roger Hill, Town Engineer Chris Gallagher, Town Planning Director Paige Duncan for her efforts in coordinating and writing the Mass Works grant. She rocks, by the way. Thank you, Paige. And our friends from the Mansfield and Tri-Town Chamber for helping to support and make this happen. I particularly want to thank State Representative Jay Barrows and State Senator Jim Timilty and Housing and Economic Development Secretary Jay Ash for their overwhelming support and guidance in helping us to achieve our overall economic development goals and objectives, and helping to make Foxboro one of the best places to live, work, and play in the Commonwealth. Next, it is truly my honor to bring to the podium a lady who I've personally known, watched, and admired for many years, as I've followed her career as a local official in my hometown of Shrewsbury, who later became their very successful state representative and who was most recently ascended to the second highest office in the Commonwealth. Karen Polito has literally crisscrossed the state carrying the message of support for local government from the Baker administration. I recently read that she is getting closer and closer to her goal of achieving 100% support for the Commonwealth's Community Compact Best Practices program, a program that the Baker administration initiated to share best practices of communities around Massachusetts to help streamline local government. Please welcome to the podium at this time the Lieutenant Governor of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, Karen Polito.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. It is a pleasure to be here in Foxboro and right here near the Mansfield line. I want to say hello to Manager Ross as well. I know you're very excited to put the finishing touches on the mass work we granted Mansfield last year, so congratulations on that success. Before time, under budget, complete. That's great. And it's a pleasure to be here with so many local officials and community leaders from the chamber, selectmen, and all of you for helping to make this happen. I thank you very much for your comments as well. And coming to Foxboro, I mean, everyone thinks that Boston is the hub of the Commonwealth, but there's certainly a lot of activity here in Foxboro, especially this time of year. And I just want to say what a pleasure it is to work with our administration on community development. The very first executive order that Governor Baker signed was around building this strong partnership with our cities and towns. And I think that really came from our experiences, respectively, as selectmen in our hometowns. I served back 21 years ago as a member of the Shrewsbury Board, and Charlie served on the board in Swampscott, where he and Lauren have raised their family. And it was those years on the board that really informed us in our work now as your governor and lieutenant governor about the value and importance of local government. You literally are on the front lines where people come to you for their services, but also to express their frustrations, their concerns, and perhaps their hopes and dreams in a community where they've decided to lay their roots or grow their business. So what you're doing is so critical to helping us at our level, at the state level, build a stronger Massachusetts from one end of the state to the other. So the Community Compact program that we started is all about doing that, strengthening a community, great schools, jobs and opportunities, and a safety net that keeps the community healthy and well. If we can do that 351 ways, then we truly will knit together a stronger Massachusetts. I hope to live to see my goal. I travel a lot across the Commonwealth. We have signed 238 community compacts out of 351, and I was very happy to sign our compact here in Foxboro. So as part of this relationship building, we worked very closely with our state legislature this past term, and I want to credit Senator Timilty and Representative Barrows for their advocacy right up to the last minutes, literally, in the legislative term this year to pass an economic development bill. This bill is fueled with funds for housing development, for economic development projects like this, and investments that will unleash potential for jobs and opportunities throughout our Commonwealth, including fueling the innovation economy, which is so alive and robust here in Massachusetts. The one piece of the economic development bill that we're spotlighting today is what's called the MassWorks grant. And the MassWorks grant is a toolkit that really provides the funds that will leverage local funds and resources as well as private funds to make developments like this come to reality. And in this case, I'm very pleased to announce today that we are granting to Foxboro the sum of $625,000 for the infrastructure improvement described as the Roundabout, just a short distance from here, which will then allow people to flow into this space to enjoy the retail aspects of this project, restaurants and shops. A hotel of 139 rooms right here behind us is really going to increase the economic value of this neighborhood and certainly bring more tax revenue to the rolls here in Foxboro. And that all comes back to that point of community development, strong community, and that's certainly what we are partnering with you today to see come to fruition. Our administration is your partner. I'm very pleased that many of our state officials have been here to Foxboro to study the issues here, from Secretary Pollack from Transportation, from Crystal Cornegay and Juan Vega, who is here today studying your housing needs, to, of course, Secretary Ash, who also traverses our Commonwealth to really study how we can make strategic investments at the state level to help grow strong communities across our state. And he's certainly a leader when it comes to community development, being the former manager of the city of Chelsea, turning around that city into one of the premier locations around Boston where people are settling, growing their families, and opening up businesses. And we're very pleased to be able to have his leadership and guidance over the past couple of years. One thing in closing, it's such an honor and a pleasure to serve with Charlie as your Lieutenant Governor. I bring my experience as a selectman, my experience is working in the State House of Representatives with Representative Barrows, and before that some of the Timilties passed through the House. And I think it really has helped Governor Baker and I, both having served before, really focus on getting things done. You know, as we are on the eve of Election Day on Tuesday, people are looking for civility, looking for people in government to work together, to focus on the right objectives, to not get distracted by things you disagree on, but by working on things that you agree on, you can really make a difference in people's lives. So today, we're pleased to announce our part of this development project, and we're very pleased that you're already underway, thanks to the investment that the private developers made to begin this project, and we look forward to the day when we're perhaps at a ribbon cutting, seeing it open for business. Congratulations to all of you, and thank you for having me here today. So with that, my partner in government, our Secretary of Housing and Economic Development, Jay Ash.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. It's great to be here. I'm very excited about the potential that this plaza has, and very grateful that the Lieutenant Governor and the Governor have championed a fund that allows us to invest in communities and to invest in great redevelopment. Just a quick story about the Lieutenant Governor. I spend a lot of time traveling around the state. I've been to more than 125 communities. And I take great pride in showing up in communities and representing the Patrick Polito administration. And so I'll invariably walk into a town hall. Pat, did I say Patrick? It's true spirit of bipartisanship, the Baker-Patrick administration. I was focused on the right part of it, though, the Polito side. I was focused on the Baker-Polito administration. Yes, it's been a long week. And I'll invariably go to a town hall and make a mistake like that, and then I will recover and say that I'm great here, I'm great to represent the administration, and what I'll hear is, well, that's great, but the Lieutenant Governor was here last week. So I'm constantly following the Lieutenant Governor, trying to keep up with her. I'm proud of my record of 125 communities, but I got to double that before I can catch up to where she's been. She's been a tremendous champion for economic development activity and for housing production in communities all around the state. So we're lucky to have a governor and Governor Baker and a lieutenant governor and Karen Polito who really get it. The fund that we use, the Economic Development Fund, was adopted by the legislature this past year. We have funds not only to support great projects like this, but to help clean up brownfields around the state and allow for redevelopment to happen there, to support business development activities, and ultimately to support people in the Commonwealth. We like to think of it as three simple approaches. We're about vibrancy for communities, we're about growth for business, and we're about prosperity for people. And what this project symbolizes is just that. The opportunity to inject new growth into local funds and create an even more vibrant Foxboro. And I say even more vibrant because Foxboro is vibrant already. The opportunity to have business grow, to make sure that a good developer has a great project and new business opportunities can take care. And mostly the prosperity part of it is the part that I get most excited about. The thought about people who are going to be working here and the economic activity that's going to take place here as a result. So we're really pleased to be a small part in the big picture of what you're doing here. On a more personal note, I've spent a lot of time here in Foxboro, and I have spent a lot of time talking to Bill Keegan over the years about his goals here. And one of the reasons that the Lieutenant Governor and I are pleased to be here is that you all get it here in Foxboro. You get the importance of growing your community while preserving the character, the thing that makes Foxboro special. And you continue to find ways of doing both, and I congratulate you about that. Bill and I are old friends. I'm a former manager myself, and Bill and I have spent numerous occasions in many different venues talking about what makes a community a great place to live, a great place to work, a great place to play. And what he is doing here with you in Foxboro is something that should be replicated around the state. So, Bill, I congratulate you on your success here. I congratulate everybody that has a part in making Foxboro the special place it is. And I'm grateful for the private investment that's happening here and the opportunity to be here with all of you and celebrate a very important project. I will note that most of the time we talk about shovel-ready projects. Very rarely do we actually have the shovel here. So thank you for living up to your expectation.
I'm going to introduce
Okay, I'll take the senator. Okay, great. So I'm going to introduce Senator Timilty. We're very lucky to have great partners in the legislature, and as the Lieutenant Governor mentioned, we were fighting for your economic development bill right to the very end, and your legislators were very important in that fight. Both your senator and your rep really get the importance of making sure that state resources are available to help local projects like this. And it's been a great pleasure to work with Senator Timilty, and I'm very fortunate to call him a friend and know that he's there, not only for you, but there for me when I need him. So ladies and gentlemen, Senator Timilty.
Thank you very much, Secretary. Apparently in the House they don't have casual Fridays, because I can see my colleague is wearing the appropriate outfit and I am not.
This is my casual suit.
But however, I just want to thank the Baker-Polito administration for, in the campaign, they talk the talk, and in the course of doing their work, they're walking the walk. They paid attention to little towns. They asked for a very modest and reasonable investment with the Economic Development Bill, and they've paid attention to these wonderful and excellent communities, which too often, based on population size and not having the votes of the cities, get ignored, and sometimes even worse by state government. But they've changed that. They've been great partners, and my friend and colleague has done an extraordinary job over the last 25 years that I've been paying attention to this area and paying attention to his constituents all over the place, but also the business community. He's done a great job, and I think that the investment that we have here with Secretary Ash and the administration, Baker and Polito, that this really is going to lead to very good things and new jobs, and it's that triumvirate right there in the governor who really did a fantastic job. I'm pleased to work with them, and this is great things. Thank you very much, Karen and Bill, and the Municipal Council. Thank you very much. Delighted to be here.
Thank you very much, Senator. And I just wanted to take a moment to introduce the state representative, having worked with him in the State House of Representatives. And when you're in the legislature, as the senator knows, you tend to have a little time when you're passing budgets and trying to advocate for legislation. And when you're sitting in the chamber, you get to know your colleagues. And certainly we need to see more of that in government, where colleagues are talking and discussing their initiatives. And through that process, I had the opportunity to spend time with your representative and really understand some of the priorities here in the Foxboro-Mansfield area. And he would talk about his work on the Y and the safety net and the work on the housing authority. And as a business owner, as a small business owner in this area, what regulation and how hard it can be sometimes when you don't have a cooperative government. And he took all that with him to his work and he still does, into the House of Representatives when he's advocating on behalf of this community. And I just highlight that because it's important to know that elections do matter, and having the right people represent your interests does matter. And you have that in this delegation. They are constantly, as Secretary Ash would say, he says it's harassment. I say they're just doing their job. And it settles out somewhere in between. But you have a terrific delegation. And before that, I was able to serve with your husband, Ginny Coppola, and when I came into the House of Representatives, and he would be very happy that you're here today. So with that, you have a great representative, and it's my pleasure to announce and recognize Representative Jay Barrows.
They left the check behind. Oh, gee. I just want to say thank you. Thank you for this wonderful turnout. And we didn't need a tent today. It was going to be a beautiful day in Foxboro, and great to be here. I just wanted to share real quickly the timeline and timeline and teamwork that happened with this project. And we're using a lot of T's, teamwork and timeline, but the Tri-Town Chamber. Back in February of 2015, the Chamber organized a meeting where our 3 town managers joined us and the Economic Development Committee, and spoke about what their goals and objectives were and how the chamber might be able to help rally the troops to make some of this stuff happen. It was in September of that year that we commandeered a bus by GATRA, and Secretary Ash came with us, and we traveled from the northernmost end of Foxboro to the southern end of Norton, kept him tied up for about 3 hours. He was getting a little restless, and he didn't eat anything either, I think, that whole trip. But we had Bill Ross and Bill Keegan and Mike Units and a number of selectmen with us and some members of the Chamber Economic Development team, showing him and introducing him to the First Bristol District. And it was well timed, and I think it was very enlightening for all of us to see what we have and what we should be proud of. It was in October 15th, just 28 days later, that SERPID, our Southeastern Regional Planning District, announced that they would do a Route 140 from Foxboro to Norton corridor study. We heard from many people in Foxboro, Norton, and Mansfield the challenges of commuting and traversing Route 140 and some of the dangerous intersections that we have amongst us, and how that needed really to be done. And it was unprecedented that the state, working with SERPID, the local Bristol County folks, to come together and say they put a study together. They did local community meetings. We had well over 600 people comment, and that study is well underway, and we should have some results for that shortly. We liked the idea so much that Ginny Coppola convinced us to hijack another bus, but this time put on the bus folks from Mass Highway District 5. So we didn't feed them either. We put them on a bus, and we spent quite a bit of time, again, coming down 140 and spending some time here at Foxfield Plaza. Now, I'm probably getting to be one of the oldest guys here, but how many remember Sears Roebuck coming over here to get your order of whatever it might have been, a wagon or a bike? But this has been here since the early 60s, I want to say. And it was central to Mansfield and Foxboro. It was one of the first shopping plazas, I think, in this area. And so we told the history of it, and we got everybody off the bus at Mass Highway and said, come on and look at this lovely intersection. So they stood there, and I don't know whose idea it was, but some guy said, traffic lights won't work, but one of those roundabouts will. And I said, rotary? No, don't say rotary. It's called a roundabout. So the roundabout idea was born on November 2nd, just a little bit more than a year ago.
The people in this wonderful town of Foxboro and the state have been absolutely so supportive and magnificent in this process. And as you can see, a lot of things have happened very, very quickly here. So first of all, Lieutenant Governor Polito, thank you very, very much for you and the Baker administration supporting this wonderful development fund. And the Secretary Ash, what can I say? But you've just helped us progress so absolutely beautifully through this process and help the town. Representative Barros, I know the role you play, and it's so important, and the job just so well done. Senator Timilty, I appreciate everything that you and all of the constituents that you have supported this. The folks in our neighboring town of Mansfield, thank you so very, very much for all the additional support that you guys provided us. And Bill Keegan, what a tremendous asset to the town of Foxboro, a town administrator like no other, a man who listens, who understands and knows how to create jobs, knows how to take an asset like this that was somewhat of a old, tired, yet very well located white elephant, and create the beginning of an energy and a zone here that's going to produce, I think, probably a lot more development on all sides of us, including our neighbors in Mansfield. And I can't wait when we finally get all the permits to put up a wonderful sign right on the Mansfield-Foxboro town line that we plan on doing to honor this being one of the entrances to the town of Foxboro and honoring the great history that the town has. Ginny, unbelievable. I think I met Ginny some miserable rainy or snowy night at one of the first water authority or sewer authority meetings. A great member of the Board of Selectmen, and thank you and thank all the board members. Roger, what a terrific effort and great help. The Planning Commission, everybody from Bill at the Building Inspector's Office. Thank you, Bill, very, very much for guiding us through your process and the very professional way in which you manage the Inspectional Services Department here in the town. Paige Duncan, what a find, God bless. I mean, it was so sad when your predecessor passed, and what a wonderful person Paige has been and how diligent she's been to do this. Some of the folks that are here on our team, Dennis DePreet, who's been our civil engineer for about 25 years, DePreet Engineering, a firm of about 60 folks out of the Dedham office, created a brilliant creative work for us. His strategic direction and his wonderful people, Eric Privy, who I don't see here today, guided us through the process. Frank Spillane, your wonderful town member and town moderator, happened to be our counsel, a better gentleman I've never met, a more wonderful, trusted person, a person who believes in his town first, who believes in his neighborhood, and was still able to help us as a private developer through this process. This is truly what public-private development means. And as you saw, we started without having the Roundabout. It was here many, many years before we arrived. That horrible intersection out here, it wasn't working for many years before anybody ever heard of Jeff Salatin. We're very pleased that we were able to seed the upfront capital to begin the planning and the engineering and be a contributor as part of this process. And hold on to that check, because it'll be great to see. It's a little different than Rhode Island. They don't come with checks. But this is impressive. This is very, and you don't have to hold the check and everything. Yeah. And on the side, some of my venture partners that are here, Tom DePreet and Chris Cresilius in my office, they know I talk too much, but I'll have to tell the Lieutenant Governor and Bill a little bit about my history in Shrewsbury, which I won't bother everybody else with. But thank you very, very much for the tremendous community support. As you probably see, we're underway, and if we can answer any questions for you at any time, please give us a call. And all I can tell you is we're looking forward to growing our company in Massachusetts. And thank you.
So thank you everyone for being here today. We are most grateful for the support from the state, from all of you, to make sure that this project became a reality today. For the Lieutenant Governor and Secretary Ash, we know how valuable your time is, and extremely grateful for taking the time that you spent for you to spend with us here today. When this project is complete, we'll be glad to invite you back for ribbon cutting and showing the fruits of our labor and investment. And as such, everyone, this concludes our announcement today, and thank you all for being here. Thank you.
I'm Chris Cresilius with Salatin Real Estate Group, the development company. We're out here at our new Forbes Crossing development located at the intersection of Route 140 and Forbes Boulevard in Foxboro, Massachusetts at the Mansfield Town Line. And what we're talking about today is the MassWorks infrastructure program, a roadway improvement to the intersection in front of our new development at Foxboro Boulevard and Forbes Boulevard, which is going to take an intersection that's had a lot of challenges throughout the year, and it's going to be greatly improved through a new roundabout, which will increase the safety of vehicular traffic and also provide a more safe environment for pedestrians alike.